Alright, what's going on everyone? Welcome back to the channel. We are back, gonna be talking about some runes. So runes went crazy yesterday. Runes went nuts. And where did I just go? So I'm gonna jump into a few things here. I'm gonna go over just, kind of what happened last night, afternoon, last night, going into late night, just seeing what happened because so much went down in a span of a couple hours, 3 to 6 hours, even 10 hours right after launch. So let's jump into it. So we got this website up called OrdiScan. So this is kind of what we were watching before, but they were blank blocks, coming into the halving here. Of course I'm frozen. But coming into the halving, we had all these inscriptions and then all these runes. Once this hits, this page or this website specifically can show you what inscriptions, and then they just added runes functionality to it. So on block 840,000, that was the halving block. And so we got a bunch of runes protocols or, projects that paid an insanely high fee, to be able to to become the first etching or the first one to mint a rune on top of Bitcoin here. So I'm going to go through a list of potentially 10 to 20 of these just real quick. The first one we got Fihu, so we got, if you go to Twitter, it's going to be Rune Fihu. That is right here. Initially, even I thought that Fihu layer, which is another protocol, for some reason with the same exact logo, very similar. I thought this was the first ever, etched. And outside of this, though, there is one. So this was the other one that initially I thought was number one, the first actual etch, but this is the first etch at Rune Fihu right here. But the actual first etch was Uncommon Goods, and if you guys are familiar with that one, or if not, that one is actually etched by Casey Rudomer himself, which is the creator of runes. That one I don't know specifically what the utility is actually for, but it's like an unlimited open mint. I don't recommend minting it because it's going to be open for multiple years. There's no cap on it. So I really don't see any reason or financial gain from, actually getting into that one. But that is not listed here, but it is the first ever rune that was actually created. But again, it's not one you should be looking at to buy or mint. But that was number one. We got Decentralized. So this was number two. It's definitely going to be a shock to a lot of people. But we do have the Prometheans. This was from the CyberKongs community on ETH. Yeah, this wallet's dry from aping into a bunch of rune tokens last night and this morning. It's so funny. But we got Prometheans here. I really don't have too much info on what they're going to be doing, but these have been shooting up over the last day, obviously because of their prominence, or provenance, because they are literally one of the first two runes ever etched on Bitcoin. Like, this shot up yesterday. But even from here, though, the gas fees were unbelievable yesterday. In hindsight, if you trade on ETH and you were here last bull run, it's kind of similar, but gas fees were trading anywhere around 1,000, 2,000. At one point, I thought I saw like 3,000 sats per VB here, which I think was equivalent to a few $100 upwards, $200, $300, $400 for a single transaction on Bitcoin. And since launch, we still have not seen this really go down, to levels that we saw before the halving, which is absolutely crazy. But it is obviously because of runes too. Usually before, this was kind of just chilling right around this line, not doing too much, or it might have been low, but now it's just going crazy. You can just see it spiking here and there every so often. But anyways, yeah, so I'm going to jump into, if you guys are really want to look into these runes, I'll show you the best platforms, what you should be doing, and just some of the top runes tokens as well. But that's going to be right after I go over a few more of these. All right, and so we got decentralized. So Dog to the Moon is actually from Runestone, from Leonidas. So this one is going to be airdropped to many holders of the Runestone. Which, if you were in ordinals for, a month, a couple months, even before the Bitcoin halving, and you didn't sell the Runestone, you should still have the Runestone in your wallet, and you are automatically going to get this airdropped as well at some point. It's not coming yet, but that's number 3. We got number 4, the Runex token, which is actually it's a token for BVM, which is Bitcoin Virtual Machine, but they have a sub project called runechain.com, and that is what this Runex token is for. But they got number 4 listed out. Dog. It's number 5. This I've not been able to find a Twitter, any sort of account or project related to it. I assume it probably will at some point. Number 6 is Satoshi Nakamoto, the creator of Bitcoin, right? This one has actually been one of the hottest mints, since yesterday. I think this was just overall general consensus, one of the top mints that happened last night, on Luminex. So this is going to be the website that, I personally have been watching, been looking at, basically just for any sort of information. And I'm trying to see. So this one has a lot of good information. You can check on which coins or runes tokens, are being minted out. You can check 10 BLKs, which is 10 bulks, as in, people that are making big repeat mints of like 10 plus, people that are really trying to get into some of these. And so when you got a purple thing here, this usually means that this is actually not going to just mint out based on a supply amount, but it could, but it means that based on a specific block time is when one of these tokens will mint out, or based on supply. But so if you see a purple one, that's what those are for. The green are open mints that don't have bars all the way at the end. But yeah, if you want to just go to the 1 day here, you could check some of the biggest projects. And like I said, Satoshi Nakamoto, number 1. Something crazy about Satoshi Nakamoto too, though, was that this is actually already listed now, I think on OKX. Within 24 hours, less than 24 hours, this token is already being listed. It's already trading for about 3 to 5, maybe a little bit more X's from buying it, even including the gas fee, which is pretty cool. Or maybe not, maybe like 2 to 3x if you got in with a heavy gas fee. What was I looking up? Completely just lost my train of thought here. Not Luminex. Oh yeah, the partnership. Sorry for that. We're getting no sleep because there's no time to sleep right now. No time to sleep with the runes, but I love it. This has actually been so fun. It is expensive, because even if you want to just mint one single token, like you're still paying pretty heavy in gas fees or transaction fees, which, that's really annoying. But, it is fun finding some of these tokens before they, start getting popular. Satoshi Nakamoto, that was one of the first ones that I actually talked about in the Discord, and we called, and I kind of got people to mint. Because it was kind of obvious once volume started flowing into it that, it was going to be like a good one, especially with, being one of the top 10 ever created. So I think that one's going to be here for a good amount of time over the short term and long term. Go to OKX. I think I just reposted it. Yeah, let me go to my, I think I just reposted it. Yeah, so right here, Gate.io is already listing Satoshi Nakamoto, which is the first Rune token to ever, actually go live, go public, which is pretty cool. Or not really go public, just trade on an actual exchange already. So that was number 6. We got meme economics, which this one I don't know if there's social media or an account or a project related to it yet that's shown up. RSIC is number 8, which this one, that's one of the classic right here. RSIC, Meta Protocol. That is number 6. This one has been going down pretty significantly. Most of these pre-Rune projects, they did dump a little bit, which was what I was worried about and skeptical. But at the same time, some of these not newer ones, some of the ones that got great provenance, as in some of these first ones, have obviously been shooting up pretty heavily too. But this one's been interesting. I can't say I'm not really bullish or bearish on any of these. I think they're all going to be pretty good because they have proven teams for most of these. They've been around for a while. They've taken the risk of, putting all their capital up front, just to get those first few spots ever on Runes. I think they're great long-term bets. Once the tokens are out, if they're trading well, the teams or whatever are continuing to deliver. So it's going to be something to watch. So Lobo the Wolf Pup, this one I don't know if this is, again, I don't know if they have a Twitter or a project out. I haven't been able to find it. I haven't checked this one today, but I checked it last night and I didn't see one. Same with most of these. This one, I think Pups World Peace, I like the ticker. It's not mintable. I can't buy it. Another one here, satflow.com is number 12. So they do have a Twitter here, which is kind of interesting. So this is their Twitter for number 12 is satflow.com. I think, but they don't have anything posted. Nothing. There's a chance that this isn't even related to it. Someone could have just minted, satflow.com to try to get attention to it, or it could be from the team. There's just no info on it yet in the website. I usually don't connect my wallet, even burner wallets, to any websites unless I know what it is. And this one right off the bat wants you to connect with no info. So again, I'm not bullish or bearish, nor am I telling you guys to jump on that website, check it out, but that's just that one. Number 14's bullish Bitcoin Pizza Ninjas. I don't know if this is officially from the Bitcoin Ninja team, but why don't we find out? But again, too, even Bitcoin Virtual Machine has been killing it with utility lately. They have so many different chains, Bitcoin-based chains, even if they're using different infrastructure than, Bitcoin, like they're claiming, whatever they're doing, they are very, very innovative right now. They are killing it in all aspects, and that's just something, no matter what you believe, you can't fade that. The Punk 3700, very experienced dev too, probably got a good amount of developers behind him. I wouldn't be surprised. The BVM is killing it. They're really showing themselves to be potentially a top Bitcoin DeFi ecosystem play, for this bull run. I would not be surprised to, see that continue to go crazy in valuation long term. Again, short term, guys, be careful short term. Is if you're jumping into certain projects, there's always a risk, especially right now with Bitcoin, going up and down, not really making a full decision if it's going up or down. You got to make sure that if you're going to be jumping into projects now, watching the charts, seeing if it's a good entry, and, not panicking if things are going to continue down. But yeah, I was going to say, let's see if Bitcoin Pizza... Bullish Bitcoin Pizza. So potentially, it looks like it could have been through Trevor here at TO, which is pretty cool. So they definitely got some providence there too. Providence. I definitely should know that word. Pizza delivery, I don't know. I think it might be a project. I haven't found it nor looked into it. This one I've not fully looked into as well. Magic Internet Money, I believe, is through the Twitter is Magic Net Money or something like that. I should have it up. You just probably type magic internet money, it might come up. Yeah, so right here, magic. I don't get it. I type it in, it doesn't show up, but it's right here. At Magic Net Money, this is their Twitter. They got a Discord you can actually jump into. And yeah, so that's going to be another one. I don't know if this is specifically related to the Taproot Wizards or Bitcoin Wizards, you know, on Magic Eden here. And I'll show you guys that real quick. How do I even get back? What am I doing? So they got, I know there's some of the top ones. Let's do 7-day. Oh, these are pre-runes. Go to the top. Right here. So Bitcoin Wizards. I don't know if they're 100% tied to Bitcoin Wizards or not. So keep that in mind. Because some of these tokens might not be 100% tied to a project. Because anybody could have minted these tokens as long as you just paid for it and got it early. Because once those tickers are minted, no matter who mints them, whether it is the team or a random person, you cannot remint it. You can't make another one. That ticker is taken forever. So always keep that in mind and do your research when looking into certain tickers. I usually always recommend finding, if you're going to do research on runes projects, look at Twitter before anything. Or you know what, first thing, look at Luminex. You know, find a project that you see here that is potentially going to be minting out quick, or you know, getting a lot of volume, a lot of mints. You can even check through here. Oh, this is what I was trying to see. So you could do, you know, one bulk, as in this is just how many people are minting like one token. And this is one that is minting heavily right now, Satoshi Nakamoto Inu. It's minting heavy on 3 bulks, 10 bulks. So bottom line, this one looks like it's going to mint out very quick. Bitcoin World Order here, we got this one. And again, so once these are on secondary, to be very, 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 very careful, guys, all right? I don't advise anyone to be jumping into anything, you know, onto secondary markets, unless you really believe it's going to shoot up like crazy, you know, because once these runes are minted out here, you know, you can jump into these, you know, before they're minted, but definitely make sure beforehand they are. Always refresh your pages, double check, because, you know, if, say for example right now, I actually don't think I refreshed this recently. But yeah, as you can see, this one's climbing, but say for example, because I didn't refresh it, if that was at 40% earlier, let's say it already went to 100, you know, and I hit, before I refreshed it, if I hit mint, even though if I refreshed the page, it would show me that it was already minted out. But on the page, because I didn't refresh it, it wasn't at, you know, 100%. I thought, and I hit mint, it would still allow you to mint, but you're not going to get your mint. So make sure you check that, because I actually messed up on that, and I lost my gas fee. It costed a few $100s. You know, it's a very small mint. You know, I'm not spending crazy amounts of money here right now because the fees are so expensive, but it's just fun to mess around with, you know. But yeah, so that's going to be basically it. This ABCD, no idea. This, I don't know if there's a project, nor I don't know why someone would mint that, but I think it had to be done at some point. Maybe not number 18, but that was coming. Common kiwi slices, I have no idea. You know, and then from here, guys, you can just check this out. You know, it's going to be just sometimes just really looking into these, you know, checking them out on Twitter, seeing if they have an account, they have a community. And that's basically how you're going to find gems going into the next week, 2 weeks. I have a feeling a lot of these are going to move very heavily. So now that I went through these, I know I swayed off track a lot. But bottom line, those are some of the first 20, those projects for provenance or prominence. Again, I don't even know the word, but those are some of the first 10 to 20. And so on Luminex, though, I just want to go into some alpha that we have seen, you know, over the last day. Because again, Satoshi Nakamoto, one of the quickest to mint out, or maybe not the quickest one to mint out, but did mint out pretty quickly. You know, they got 20% pre-mined, which is another thing to look at. Bitcoin World Order, this one minted out this morning. Meme Economics, either this morning or late last night. Uncommon Goods, I think I just talked about this earlier. There's no reason you guys should be minting this one. Don't even bother. You can just for the idea of it, but this one looks like it's going to mint out quick. They do have a Twitter account as well, which is, I literally think it's Satoshi Nakamoto Inu. That's literally their thing. This one, the ticker is ELSA. This one started to pop off. I tried to mint this one, but I don't know what happened. I don't know if my transaction got front ran or, you know, bottom line, my transaction failed when I minted this. Lost out on the gas fee on this one. But it is what it is. You know, it happens. But this one has been doing very well on secondary. And you guys can also, this is Luminex. You can do all stuff on, you can Rune stuff here. Probably the best platform for checking this stuff. But the, you know, the goated platform, no matter what, is we got Runes here. This is going to be the platform where if you're trying to trade on secondary, you know, if you want to check a lot of these tokens, you know, this is Satoshi Nakamoto, you know, 100 tokens of these, which was equivalent to 1 mint, trading around 500 to 600, maybe a little bit more. And again, this one is just being listed on an exchange. So personally, I'm going to be holding this one. I do have some of this, very, very small amount, but, you know, again, the gas fees or transaction fees were just nuts yesterday. And they're still really high right now. But again, that was the top one. So this is how I'm going to be going back and forth, you know, looking at some of these projects. The ticker is ELSA. This one is another dog coin. This was actually Hal Finney's dog. If you guys don't know who Hal Finney is. American software developer. You know, you can jump into this here. But this is who Hal Finney is. And yeah, I guess his dog has been getting a lot of hype. That was one of the first cooks, if you want to call it, that went crazy. This was another one, Anarcho Cat Bus. Don't know too much about it, but it was in Casey. I don't know, I think it's in his bio. So Anarcho Cat Bus. I don't know what that means. Have not dove too much into it. But yeah, so it's kind of interesting stuff going on. But again, this is really a huge free-for-all right now. Very dangerous stuff, you know. If you guys don't know what you're doing, outside of just loading up a wallet with Bitcoin and then minting this, you know, and messing around, I really would be very cautious with some of this stuff. Because there's a chance you can lose your money to failed transactions, you know, or if you mess up trying to mint something. So again, be very cautious with what I'm telling you. But this is kind of what went down yesterday. Again, a lot of different stuff, a lot of alpha being thrown around. You know, I'm one for finding utility very early. I have found many different utility projects just within the first 24 hours, at least 4 or 5. So that's going to be in the Patreon. We have it in the Discord. I've given that info out. We haven't really minted any yet because, you know, there's a lot more info that I want to gather on some of these new projects, especially just trying to see what they're trying to do on Runes, if they're actually going to deliver something, you know. So bottom line, it's just a waiting game for me to find out more about these, you know, before I even talk about them. But as far as right now, you know, that's kind of some information. I'd say some alpha right now, very, very high risk. Satoshi Nakamoto Inu, like I said, is minting out. If you guys are seeing this video, this might be minted out by the time you watch this, but I am uploading this directly after recording. So, you know, you can check it out, and again, be very cautious. This could go to literal 0. All these could go to 0 tomorrow. You know, I'm telling you guys this straight up. It's very risky, but to me it's very fun, you know. It's literal shit coins on Bitcoin. That's what it is. And I guess for today, that's what I got for you guys related to Runes. I'm going to drop some more stuff, you know, relating to everything else, crypto, coming in the next few days. But very into runes right now. Probably going to focus on it heavily for the next few weeks, if not longer. But I will stick to other content as well, 100%. So that's what I got for you guys today. I appreciate you watching, and I will see you in the next video. Excuse me. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.